Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Dennis.
Kyle.
Kyle, nice to meet you, Kyle. Did you find the place okay?
Yeah, it was,
Yeah?
pretty easy,
How are you finding this heat?
hard to adjust to.
Let me tell you, the office has been without air conditioning for about 2 days now, and it's... lines are getting drawn in the sand pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, how did you hear about us?
I got a few tips from my girlfriend about this place and the services, so thought I'd give one a shot.
Okay. I kind of hear what you're saying. I think we're gonna get into the meat of start getting into the meat of things a little early. So I just want to, before we keep going, I want to just go over a client acknowledgement form, informed consent, as well as confidentiality. So if you just want to kind of go over this with me, we'll go over it quick. Here you found the place here, Helping Hands. Service is a free and voluntary program providing individuals with one-on-one counseling sessions. We also have group classes that are available. There's a schedule I can give you later on after we're done, which the following conditions that we're going to go through regarding the confidentiality will also apply. Informed consent and confidentiality. All information collected through dialogue, observation, as well as any other form of information sharing and gathering is strictly confidential between us or any of the other staff members here, except with the following exceptions here. So one is there'll be a documented release of information. That's something that you willingly do that will allow the information that we gather and whatnot to be shared with either other healthcare professionals if you want your family doctor to kind of know what we're doing here, or hospitals or anything like that.
Okay.
As well as we can add any personal names to that list as well. If your girlfriend you've already mentioned, if you want her to be able to call in and ask and kind of gather a bit of information. It won't go into in-depth things of what we talk about, but it will be general. But that's something that you can sign and have your list of people that you wouldn't mind give it, or keep it completely confidential. In which case, when they call, we'll just say that we're not at liberty to discuss any information.
Okay.
The next exception is information or myself is legally subpoenaed by the courts for any reason. Again, that's just legal. If I'm not sure if you know, subpoenaed, basically if they ask for it for a case or whatever, and they've got the documentation saying, give it to us, I do have to give it to them, or to the same extent may be called in to testify. Number 3, I suspect that you are at high risk of physically harming yourself or another person. And I want to kind of stress this. This would be, like, as I said right there, high risk. This isn't you've mentioned suicide or in frustration, I wanted to hit her. Like, some comment, like, we'll go through that together and kind of probe it, but it has to be a high risk situation in which I would go forward with that information and kind of break that confidentiality. You report physical or verbal harassment or assault by another healthcare professional, like your family doctor or anything like that. If anything like that comes up in our meetings or sessions, I am legally obligated to report that to certain bodies of their college and whatnot, as well as most superiors. And the last is any situation that leaves me with, again, reasonable and strong cause to believe or suspect that there is a present risk to a child or minor, age of 16 and younger, of abuse, neglect, assault, or domestic violence of any kind of nature. Sexual kind of covers the board there. And again, the wording right in there says present danger. Again, if something like that comes up, we'll probe it. If this is something far in your past, I don't want you to be afraid of bringing something like that up that happened years and years and years ago, maybe to yourself or something, and we'll probe that together. But if there is a high risk, again, I am obligated to inform family services. So, just the sheet here that we're going to sign. By signing this form below, you are indicating that you have read and understood and gone through with myself the above information, discussed and resolved any concerns, and are providing your informed consent. Do you have any questions regarding this so far?
No, it's pretty
just a
self-explanatory,
little quick thing to go through, but there's mine and the date here. If you just want to sign that there. Perfect. All right, Kyle. We got the legal stuff out of the way. Paperwork. So, you kind of got into it a little quickly, but you mentioned your girlfriend. Is that something that's kind of bringing you in today, or what's kind of brought you in off the street today for us?
She's kind of expressed some worry about me. She's mentioned it a few times in a couple arguments, but about drinking.
Okay.
But she's been bugging me about it, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. So, as far as give it a shot, you mean coming in discussing it? Do you?
Yeah, just to. I don't know. She seems to think that there's an issue.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not seeing it. I don't know. So, here to see if it clears up any things I'm hiding in myself or something.
Okay, so kind of what I'm hearing is that you drink.
Yeah.
And it's been coming up a lot more in conversation or in arguments with your girlfriend, and she's coming along the lines of that maybe you have a drinking problem. Has it gone that far that she stated? Or
yeah, I guess she's mentioned that she's noticed an increase.
okay.
Yeah, I like to have a good time. I don't know. Yeah.
Have you noticed an increase at all?
I mean, I've been going out a little bit more. Work's kind of stressful, and you like to go out and have a beer or two, hang out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see it as a problem. It's not affecting anything that I can see, so
Yep.
it hasn't really come up for me as an issue.
Like an average week, how many nights do you think you would be going out?
Probably 4 or 5.
Okay. And how long have you been with your girlfriend? Sorry?
About 2 years.
2 years. So 4 or 5 nights you're going out with work buddies or
Mhm.
friends. So thinking back a year ago, how many nights do you think you were going out with that group of friends drinking throughout the week?
Maybe once or twice, usually on the weekends. It wasn't that often.
Okay.
We've gotten closer, so.
Okay. And are you currently living with your girlfriend now?
No, we just live together on the weekends, but.
Okay. Okay. So, and that's been kind of the same situation.
Pretty much, yeah, on and off, yeah.
Is there a bit of distance between you guys during the week, or?
Yeah, she's about an hour away.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you still manage to see each other sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, kind of what I'm hearing is you've been together for 2 years, and everything else, everything sounds good in it and whatnot, except the arguments have kind of increased just because you've been going out a bit more, as we've seen, just kind of comparing a year ago to now.
Yeah.
How many drinks do you think you'd have each night?
I try to limit it during the week to about 4 or 5. I don't usually drive home afterwards. It's more of a taxi situation. On the weekends, it definitely can get more. Probably like 8 or 9, 10 after work and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And what's your girlfriend's argument specifically? What angle is she kind of coming at this? Just that it's bad for your health.
Yeah. The more I guess she's mentioned that because it's becoming more frequent, that something's wrong or something. But it's I just like going out. And then we're not together very often during the week, so I want to go out on the weekends, and she doesn't. And then she has an issue when I come home. Have 8 or 9 beers and kind of just want to go to bed. But so she's expressed some worries about it because I guess every time she's over and she's with me, I'm out.
Okay.
But I work a stressful job, so it's kind of nice to just escape for a bit.
So I'm hearing from you that the main problem is not your girlfriend, but your girlfriend's issue with your drinking.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a perfect world scenario, okay, that issue kind of resolves itself or disappears or whatnot. What would your life then look like?
If she didn't have an issue,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
What would you notice that's different? other than
well,
the obvious.
it'd be nice to not go home and get yelled at.
Mhm.
Just to kind of take it easy, and just spending time together instead of arguing all the time over something silly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she would feel the same way about the spending time together?
Yeah, well, she's mentioned it. That we work, so she lives out of town, and so when we do see each other, she wants to spend that time together.
Yep.
But I want to go out, and she doesn't always want to go out. So sometimes I stay in, but I'm working a lot, so on the weekends I don't. Most of the time I don't want to just sit around. I want to go out and enjoy things. Right.
Okay. So, kind of what I heard in that, like the spending time together. If things got better, there would be more time together with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
which would be a huge benefit.
It's kind of like I dread going home afterwards, or because the first night's always good, but then the second night after I come home it's rough. It's always about not being home enough and always going out to drink and.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel that way about not being able to spend that time with her, or not?
I mean, I would spend more time with her if she didn't nag me all the time, but it would be nice to kind of go out together or do things together. But she has a different opinion about that. But
is it the locations you're going to that she doesn't like, or just she's more a homebody altogether?
Well, because she works, she works hard and she wants to just kind of relax. We're kind of opposite in that way, where when I have time off, I want to go do things and I want to have a good time, and I don't want to just sit at home. So we're kind of different like that.
Mm-hmm.
But her argument lately is that we used to compromise, and now it's just she comes back on weekends and we're always apart. Like we don't really spend time together, but she never wants to come out, so. And I don't want to stay in, so it's kind of a brick wall.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, how often do you think that you compromise for her?
Lately?
Yeah.
Oh, probably 2, 3. Not very often anymore.
On a scale same scale, from your perception, how often do you think she compromises herself for you?
Probably a little more.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 6. Yeah,
Okay.
She puts up with a lot, but
Okay.
yeah.
What do you think is something that's manageable that could maybe move? Because it sounds like that you'd like to move up and meet her somewhat in the middle to spend that time together that you're mentioning. So what do you think that something out there or something that you could do that would bring you maybe up just at this point to a 2.5?
I don't know. I don't want to sit at home. So doing something, even like she's a big movie buff,
Mm-hmm.
So even going to see a movie, she doesn't want to. She wants to stay in and kind of have a movie night at home. Even, I guess that would be her coming to me. She just, I could just, hang out and just kind of suck it up because, spending time with her is more of an important thing. But it's like I'm itching to go out. Like I don't want to just sit there.
Okay, yeah,
So,
no, I
and then that's when
understand.
it usually ends in a fight.
Okay, yep. So we're going to use that same scale there, the 1 to 10. On 1 to 10, what level of importance is the drinking or going out with the guys with you? The drinking every night, well, the 5 to 6 nights a week.
Probably like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it's just a de-stressor.
yeah.
Working construction is kind of.
Oh yeah,
It's rough.
Yep.
13-hour day.
and this heat,
It's the last thing I want to do is go.
Imagine that right now.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do is sit at home. I want to sit in air conditioning.
I feel bad when I'm in air conditioning in my car by them. But
Yeah.
getting back to it, from same scale, so you kind of said there that the 1 to 10, the level of importance for drinking, going out with the guys was about a
5. I'd say 5.
yeah. So, same scale, 1 to 10, level of importance of being able to spend that time with your girlfriend.
Oh, well, she's probably the most important thing to me, so
Okay.
like a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hearing you need that de-stressor.
Mhm.
Most people do. I know I do after work. I have various things. I sometimes do yoga or other things. But that release of tension and that, getting off
Yeah.
work and it's your time now. It's important. 5, understandable, but your girlfriend, obviously, you said most important thing in the world to you, like,
Mhm.
has that bit more important. So, do you see possibly a benefit of maybe on that compromising scale we spoke of, moving up a bit to a 2.5? What number
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
think it would be possible for you if you wanted to move up? What things do you think you could do, and what number do you think you could get to?
No, I could do things for her,
Mm-hmm.
plan things, have a plan for when she's down instead of just
Yeah.
keeping things up in the air. I don't know. It's nice to hang out with people that understand kind of the stress you're going through, and she doesn't really get it, that side of things.
Yeah.
So when I go home and I want to de-stress even at home, she doesn't really understand kind of what it is. So going out and being with those people that do, it's kind of like, I mean, I would love if she would come, but she just doesn't get it. Like, it just doesn't interest her.
Mm-hmm.
So finding that, because I just need help finding that compromise to find a way to incorporate her into my life without getting frustrated that she doesn't get it.
Okay. What ways in the past have you known or noticed yourself compromising a bit more in that direction with her or with any other relation, parents, in your teenage years? Like,
Mhm.
what other ways have you noticed yourself compromising in a healthy way with other people?
Usually, I'm a plan person, so usually making a plan helps me, and that way, if there's a few ideas on the table ahead of time, I can compromise and be like, well, I don't want to do that, but we can do, this, or you want to do this. So, but it's that up in the air that, oh, what are we doing tonight?
Yep.
Let's watch a movie. I
Yep.
don't want to. So, creating that plan ahead of time, so I have something to look forward to instead of just sitting on a couch.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So, what about possibly making those plans with your girlfriend ahead of time?
Yeah, like, it's hard because sometimes, if she has to work the weekend, she comes down a couple days during the week.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at work, and then late nights, early mornings, so it's hard to make that. We used to make that plan, but it's hard to make that plan now, just because we're both so busy. So it's finding those days that we can squeeze in those times to make the plan instead of just waiting for something to happen.
Yep. What could you see yourself doing kind of in a week's time span? And not trying to focus on a specific number on the scale of compromising, but just knowing that there's a direction this way towards 10 and a direction this way towards 0, not focusing where you land. But what action or something that you could do over the next week or so that you could see yourself moving in that direction that you want to on that scale?
Hearing her out, I guess, and doing what she wants to do. She just wants to spend that time one-on-one, right? So
Yeah.
it's just doing that, and I guess preparing myself for that instead of expecting to go out and then being disappointed that, oh, okay, I'll stay in,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't want to feel resentment. So
Yep.
kind of just expecting to stay in and be like, no, I'm going to stay in tonight and we'll do this, but also finding something else to do other than watching Netflix.
Yeah. So a bit of what I'm hearing is that maybe this week or a following week is that you could kind of plan to kind of spend the night in with her, but as that night gets there, have the discussion of going out and hearing her out of maybe what she would want to do instead of going to drink with your specific friends.
Right. No, that's
Okay.
Yeah. She's expressed that before. She just wants to spend time with me, and
Yeah.
she just doesn't want to hang out with a bunch of old construction men, you know.
Yeah, completely. So, do you think that's something that's manageable at this time for you?
Yeah, it is. It just, I always feel like it comes back to, like, we go out great, but then I feel like if I want to have 4 or 5 beers, it's that constant thought of, oh no, she's gonna comment on it, you know, like it's crossed my mind. Is it me not spending time with her, or is she having a problem with what I'm doing when I'm out, kind of thing?
Have you ever thought that maybe just the way you kind of phrased it there, the desire, the need for those 4 or 5 beers, that maybe your girlfriend has something of a reason to worry?
I don't know. I'm not one of those like belligerent drunks. Like, it's, you know, I get drunk and I get social. I'm not a very outgoing person, so beer kind of brings, like, alcohol brings that out in me, you know. So, and then I'm having a good time, and you know, you just keep going, right? Like, the flow of things, you know. Buddy buys you one drink, another buddy buys you another one. By the time you know it, you know, you're 8 down. But like, I don't see it as like an issue. No, like, I guess she does. She definitely does. But I'm not at a point where it's it's not affecting me.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's yeah.
So kind of, the most of what I'm hearing is that's important to you. You're not willing to really change that, and that's completely okay. Like, that's your time with the guys after work. You need that de-stressor, so we're not willing to touch that yet, which is okay, but your girlfriend is also very much more important, and you don't want to lose that either. So from kind of what we're talking about, you're kind of thinking of maybe this week hearing her out a bit more and planning something with her that evening. Planning yourself ahead of time with the possibility of staying in if that's her complete want, where she settles, but trying to have that discussion and hearing her out a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that sounds like a good thing for you to kind of...
Yeah, the planning ahead would definitely... Then I know what I'm going to do that day, you know, instead of, like I said, it just being up in the air and then be like, okay, I'm gonna go out.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, if you want to meet again, we can meet again next week or something after the weekend or in 2 weeks and maybe discuss how that went and kind of take it from there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Awesome. We're unfortunately out of time today, but take care in the heat, Kyle.
Yeah, thank you.
It was really good meeting you.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Take care. It just takes me a moment.